Microphone. All right, fellas, here's what we're going to do. All right, first thing I want to do is talk to you a little bit about the college recruiting process. All right, creating a file of this, a video, so that way you can look back at it. It's by no means is this the only way. All right, this is just what I've found to be a successful way of getting in front of coach's face and getting yourself into a college program. All right, so first things first. It starts with communication, fellas. You got to communicate with the coaches. You got to start early. Any sophomores here? Not too early. You guys, if you started communicating with coaches now, you'd be ahead of the schedule. Any juniors? Okay, you guys are, if you started communicating with coaches now, you'd be on schedule. Any seniors? All right. If you were a senior and you were just starting to communicate with coaches now, being that it's March, a little late. By no means would it be over for you. I don't know, a lot of you guys know my story, but I was all league as a junior, okay? All league, all county as a senior. No one was knocking on my door asking me to come play for them, okay? I played travel ball, I did all that stuff. No one was coming after me. No college coaches were actively recruiting me. I had to actively recruit them, all right, basically to take a look at me. I didn't sign a scholarship with Hofstra until I graduated senior year and was playing summer ball. That's when I got my final look. I had went to his winter camps. I had gone to showcases where he was at, sent the assistant coach to come watch me play travel ball. Then he finally made the final trip himself. I mean, they must have saw me play 7, 8, 9 times. If you take all the camps, the showcases, and the games they scouted, 8 or 9 times they saw me play before they were willing to make a commitment on me, all right? Same rules apply to you. There's like a rule in sales that says you have to try to sell someone something 5 times before they buy it, okay? If you are trying to go play college baseball, you are the product. You are your own salesman. And the college coaches are the consumers you're hoping will buy your product, which is you. Okay, you're trying to sell yourself. You need to try to sell yourself to them 5 times. And how do you try to sell yourself to them? You play the game in front of them so they can see you. Now, I've been doing this a couple years, the best way to get in front of a college coach and have him get a good look at you is to go to their camps. They're called prospect camps, okay? Every college that has a baseball program hosts a prospect camp, all right? Usually they're during the winter, right before their season, December, January, okay? They usually hold them indoors. It's for prospects only, kids that want to go to their school. Sometimes it's invite only. You could ask to be invited, okay? You just ask them because, remember, they don't want kids coming to these camps that aren't interested in their school. They're holding these camps to get looks at kids, and they make some money off of it. All right? So if you want to get a college coach to respond to your email, ask him about his camps because they make money on those camps. Do you understand? I hate to sound like a jerk about this, but college coaches, sometimes it will ignore you, and they'll ignore your email. You could tell them, hey, coach, I'm very interested in your school. Can you please come watch me play? They don't got time for that. All right? They feel like they're busy enough. All right? They may brush you to the side. If you ask them, hey, coach, do you hold any camps where I could come to you so you could watch me play? They're going to respond to that. You're making their life easier. You're coming to them. You're not making them come to you. So now you go to these camps, you do everything you can to impress the coach, right? Then they may come watch you play a game and make a decision on you. All right? These videos, guys, they're a good idea if they are going to showcase you the right way. If you take a video of you taking 10 swings with your little sister throwing you batting practice, right, in jean shorts and flip-flops on, you just ruined your shot of going to that school and playing baseball. A video could make or break you. All right, fellas? That's why I don't put together too many videos for you guys and start sending them out, because I don't want it to not showcase you and be your missed opportunity. If you do a video, make sure it's showcasing you and your abilities the right way. All right? It doesn't mean you got to go spend $1,000 to have someone else do it for you, but make sure you take your time. You juniors, you sophomores, you got a lot of time to start getting some footage. They really want to see game footage. All right? Go get a little camera, it's $100, and make it your baseball camera and get as many shots of your at-bats, your game footage as you can get, okay? Everyone looks good throwing a bullpen with no hitter. Everyone looks good taking BP with their coach throwing them, 45 miles an hour right down the middle. They want to see some game footage. They want to see you, a real look at you, okay? Videos are a good idea, all right? They really are. I wouldn't spend $1,000 on them, but some coaches will say before they come take an hour drive to come watch you play, send me a video, because they want to know that you're at least worth an hour drive. They're not going to make a decision on a video. They're not going to make a decision whether to give you a scholarship or accept you on their team by watching a video. Would you? You know how easy it is to edit videos, right? You guys are in that generation here where you can hop on a software and make yourself look good by slowing it down or cutting out the bad swings and putting in only the good ones. So the video is not gonna, it could break you. It's not gonna make you. It's only to supplement, your emails and your phone calls to try to get a coach to come watch you play, all right? The key here, guys, is getting a coach to come watch you play or going to the coach so he can watch you play. Their camps are the best way to do it. The tournaments that we take you guys to play in are great opportunities, but just because there's a lot of coaches walking around doesn't mean they're going to notice you. When there's 10 coaches at a showcase tournament and they're scouting the tournament, they're looking at kids who have contacted them, told them that they're going to be there, and asked them to take a look at it. So when there's a coach there looking at Dougie, he may notice Garrett, but he's there looking at Dougie. And he's looking at Dougie, he may notice Garrett, and he doesn't even know any of you exist. Do you get it? So you got to contact these coaches, tell them these tournaments that you're playing in, ask them to come watch you play, all right? Now, here's strength in numbers. If on this team or in our organization we got 3 teams playing in the 17-18U tournaments that we're all in, if I got 2 guys from this team emailing the Hofstra coach, 2 guys from our 18s emailing the Hofstra coach, and 2 guys from the other 17s emailing the Hofstra coach, now we got 6 New York Nationals emailing the coach, telling him that we're all going to be at the same tournament. Now that coach isn't taking an hour ride to watch 1 kid. He's taking an hour ride to watch 6. It's way more worth his time. He may only like 1 out of the 6, all right? But it's more of a shot he's going to come than trying to get, 6 different coaches to come look at 6 different players. So there's strength in numbers here, guys. If all of you are doing what you're supposed to do, we're going to have a lot of coaches come look at us this summer. If none of you do any work, no coaches are going to come look at us. None. Unless you ask them and you tell them and you remind them and you follow up on the reminder, all the way down to the Thursday before the tournament starts on Friday, you should be sending out the final email or making the final phone call on Thursday night to let the coach know, hey coach, just wanted to remind you, I got a noon game on Friday and a 10 a.m. and a noon game on Saturday at Baseball Heaven. I'm going to be in the New York Nationals. I'm number 13. I'm going to be playing first base, hitting somewhere in the middle of the lineup. My coach's email and cell phone is this. Please, if you're a pitcher, please try to find out when you're pitching. No coach wants to take an hour drive to watch a pitcher sit on the bench and not pitch. So that's where you got to communicate with your coach to let him know that you got a coach coming to watch you. You need to pitch. All right, guys, this is all about showcasing you. So you got to communicate with the coaches. You got to communicate with your own coaches. All right, to make sure if there's a coach there to watch you pitch, even if it's 1 inning and you're scheduled to start tomorrow. Get your inning in while the coach is there, because that's your opportunity. All right? Follow up with them all the way up until that Thursday. Follow up with them after. So the tournament's over. You probably don't even know if he was there. You don't even know if he saw you. Follow up. Hey, coach, I was just wondering, did you get to see me play this weekend? You didn't? If you didn't, just wanted to let you know, I went 6 for 7, 2 RBIs, blah, 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 blah. All right? You got to kiss butt, fellas. When you send these emails to these coaches, you better sound like you've spent your whole life researching their program. Coach, I noticed you played Eastern Carolina last weekend and took 2 from them. Great job, congratulations, that's a tough program. That makes the coach think, wow, this kid is invested in my program. He knows me, he knows the program, he knows the school. He's not just mass emailing coaches. These coaches get hundreds of emails from recruiters, guys who you pay $1,000 to just email a ton of coaches. They don't take it seriously unless it happens more than once, unless it's followed up. They're going to take an email from you, misspelled with bad punctuation and all sorts of grammatical errors. They're going to like that email from you personally a lot more than some recruiter out of California mass emailing them on your behalf. They'd rather hear you pick up the phone. When I get a phone call here, and this is just travel baseball, from a kid who's calling for himself to try out, I'm thinking, this kid's a grown man. I want him on my program already. He's calling me and saying, hey, coach, I'm a 17U pitcher. I'm looking to play. You got a spot on your team? Yeah, come on down, try out. Okay, coach, I'll be there on Thursday. That's so much better than, hi, this is Kathy. My 17-year-old son wants to try out for your team. Your mom's calling me? Come on, fella. You know, I don't want to take on a mama's boy onto a college program. You better not have your moms making phone calls to college coaches for you. It's the last thing they want. Or your dads. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Now, when do I get involved? I get involved after you've gotten involved. You get the ball rolling, then I'll make a phone call for you. All right? You get a coach to contact me, I'll sweet talk him to death about you. All right? I'll tell him everything that there is good to know. Okay? But I don't have time, nor do I have the desire to do all the work for you guys. Okay? I can't just start mass calling coaches on your behalf, not knowing if you're academically capable of going to their school, if you're socially, if you would even fit in, okay? Certain schools have certain environments. You want to make sure that you're at the right place for you, okay? Don't make a wrong decision going to a 4-year school that you're not comfortable with just to play baseball, all right? Make sure you fit at the school, then make sure baseball fits for you, okay? I mean, honestly, guys, there is no secret here, all right? All there is consistency and work. You guys are going to, honestly, you're going to be really upset with yourself if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't try, if you don't send the emails, if you don't ask for them to come watch you play, they're not going to watch you play. It's that simple. If you don't ask them to come, they're not going to come. And if they are there watching the game, they're not looking at you. Same with the showcases. If you guys are going to spend $250 to go to a showcase that's going to give you 10 swings, 8 ground balls, you're going to run 160, and that's it. If you're going to spend that type of money, you better spend the time getting coaches to come watch you at that event. And a lot of times, they're already going to be there. If you are intending to go to a school that does recruiting, and there's a lot of schools in this area that recruit heavily, and you ask them to come to the showcase to watch you, and they're already going to be there, this is how it goes down. Ready? I got a call from 10 kids that are going to be at this showcase that I'm going to go watch. So I'm looking for these 10 kids, and only these 10 kids. That's it. Because the other 100 kids obviously aren't that interested in my school, or else what? They would have contacted me. And I'm not going to stick my neck out there asking some kid to come play for me and have that little punk kid tell me he's too good for my school. I'm not taking that chance. You think these coaches want to get burned like that? Coming up to Dougie and saying, hey, are you interested in coming to Hofstra? Would you be interested? Nope. I'll never do that again. If I'm a college coach, I'm going to make you come to me. And that's what these coaches do, fellas. They want you to come beg them They want you to want them. They don't want to be the ones begging you to come to their school. They're grown men. They're not begging you, all right? No matter how good you are. So you need to contact them, let them know you want them to come see you. That way, when there's two college coaches sitting next to each other at a showcase, this is how it goes. Hey man, how you doing? How's your day? Oh, it's good. Yeah, the weather's all right. Yeah, how's your wife? Oh, she's doing good, this and that. How many guys are you here to see? 12. How about you? 8. Oh, cool. Who you got? Any of the same guys? Oh yeah, look at that, number 202. We both had him. All right, so let's see who gets him. Let's see. All right, so now 201's hitting. What do you want to do for lunch today? You want to go get some Subway? Yeah, 201 is hitting bombs. They're not paying attention because 201 isn't on their list. Now 202 comes up. Hey, here comes 202. Here comes our boy. Let's see what he looks like. Ooh, 202 sucks. All right, cross him off. Cross him off. Yep. All right. So what are we doing later? We're gonna go out to eat. Where you want to go out to eat? Then, not until the next kid comes up, that's on their list, are they gonna pay attention? They're not paying attention to you, number 206, unless you're on their list. Wouldn't you rather be on 20 coaches' lists, hoping that one sees you and likes you, than showing up, hoping that someone notices you and likes you and contacts you? It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I've seen it a million times. I wasted my time back when I was in high school going to showcases, hoping to get seen and noticed. You think they know I was all league? No. You think they know I was, I'm a serious ball player who spent a lot of time? Nope. All they see is a skinny little kid wearing number 207 who didn't contact them. And they're not interested because I'm not interested. You guys get it? So you got some ideas as far as how you're going to go about this? Who here has started contacting coaches? Good. No one else? Guys, you're killing me. A 17U showcase team. We're playing in 2 tournaments on Long Island that's known to draw 20, 30, 40 coaches. And no one's asking them yet? You guys have the dates to these tournaments. You know when they are. The coaches know these tournaments. The only thing they don't know yet is that you exist. They have no idea that you exist, Morgan Lander. No idea. Nobody. Nobody. All right? You want to go play college ball, right? You gotta make yourself known to these coaches. You gotta have them say to each other, do you have this kid with the long, weird last name? Yeah, you got him too? All right, let's take a look at him together. And then imagine if you had a good round and now these two are like, no, he's mine. No, he's mine. No, he's mine. Now we're talking. Now you got 2 guys interested in you. Now that's how you get scholarships. That's how you get early offers. All right? Guys, there's no magic wand I can wave over you that'll send you to a college program. As of right now, none of you are going to go play college ball, except maybe you, because you emailed coaches. So they may come look at you. All right? Everyone else, honestly, you're not going to go play college ball because no one knows you exist. No one even knows you want to play college ball. How do I know which one of you how do I know who out of you is serious about college ball? As of right now, the only one I know is serious is the new guy, the guy I met for the first time today. He's the only one who sent an email out to a coach. So in this group, the new guy is the only guy that I truly know is serious about college ball. A bunch of you, I have a feeling you're serious, but you haven't done anything yet to show me. So if you haven't shown me, how is a college coach going to know, right? All right, fellas, any questions? Last thing, academically, there is no pulling strings, okay? If you're a college coach, there was 10 years ago, definitely was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you could have been the dumbest dude ever. You probably could have had your application kind of slid through. You want to know what happens now? If a college coach has a player fail out of school, right, and that player was on scholarship, they lose that scholarship for 2 years. So if I give you a scholarship to my school because you're a stud ball player, right, but my school is tough academically, I mean, you got to be pretty smart, but you're a stud and I want you on my baseball team, so I'm going to give you money, but I don't think you have the academics to make it. And sure enough, after your first year, you fell out. I lose that scholarship I gave you for 2 years. Do you know how hard it is for me to recruit kids without scholarship money? So what do you think these coaches are doing now? They're checking grades. They're checking grades and they're checking them hard. If you can't hang at their school academically, there's nothing they can do for you. There's nothing they can do. I got a lot of good ball players that don't have that many options on where they're going to school. I got kids who are top in the whole island, top ball players in the island who are forced into very limited options because they don't have the grades. Some of you, it may be a little too late to turn this around. Some of you, you're like right there. If you're that like C/B student, you don't know how much you're going to help yourself out by being a B student. And I'm talking baseball-wise. I'm talking scholarship-wise. If you can put in a little extra work academically, you're going to have a lot more opportunities baseball-wise. If you're narrow with your academics, you're even more narrow with your baseball. All right? Those of you who have good grades, good GPAs, good SATs, ball's in your court, fellas. Ball's in your court. The only thing is, you got to let these coaches know you exist. If you do have good grades, that should be one of the first things you're telling them. Do you know what the first thing a coach asks me is when he likes one of you guys? What's his grades? Because I've had guys, college coaches, come into the dugout during a game to ask me about a kid's grades because he liked him. He was ready to sign the kid right then and there on his baseball ability, but he couldn't because he needed to know one thing. What are his grades? Can he even get into my school? If you need a 3.2 to get into a school academically, you need a 3.2 to get into the school academically. You can't call the coach and be like, Coach, I got a 2.7. You pull some strings? No? Okay. Because he can't, nor is he going to. Why would he do that to himself? Why would he risk a scholarship on one of you guys? All right, and it's hard for a freshman. A lot of guys don't make it. All right, so they're even more cautious. So like I'm saying, guys, academically, there's nothing they can do. You got to make sure. You guys, there's a website called College Board, right? Go to collegeboard.com. That will get you started because it will let you know if you got the grades or not. All right, you may think you've wanted to go to Hofstra your whole life and play baseball. Could have been your dream your whole life. But if you don't have the grades to get in there, you better start dreaming about somewhere else. All right, and I use Hofstra as an example because that's where I went. And I'll tell you what, back in the day, you didn't need the grades you need now. They make me look good, all right? Because now everyone's like, oh, you went to Hofstra? It's hard to get in there. Yup, that's right. I had really good grades back in the day. Really good. It's the only way I got in there. No, but there was no pulling strings for me either. I probably just got in, but it was enough to get me in. $2,000 scholarship. Coach added on to it a little bit each year, saved me a lot of money in the long run. Worked out good. I want the same thing for you guys. I just don't want you to, I don't want it all to happen for you after your senior year like it did for me. I want it to happen beforehand. All right? All right, fellas. That's all I got for you in the college. No questions? Nobody? Seriously?
Did you get your SAT?
SAT, I got an 1100 on the 2-part, which was enough to get me into a bunch of schools. Not MIT. All right? Huh? I wanted to go to MIT. I mean, I was a computer dork in high school, but I wasn't that smart. You got to be real smart to go to MIT. I mean, you better be valedictorian of your school to go to MIT. I know valedictorians who didn't get into MIT, all right? So, you know, you got to be realistic. I always use one of my guys from last year as an example. He's stud shortstop. He's on a scholarship to a D2 this year, but he told me he wanted to go to MIT. And I looked at his grades. I swear, I almost laughed in his face. Like, I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste the coach's time. I don't want you to waste my time, fellas. You got to do some work before I get involved, and that means finding the right school for you to apply to and applying. All right? You got to register for the NCAA clearinghouse, so don't take all study halls because you got to take a certain amount of classes and graduate with a certain degree to be able to go play D1 or D2 ball. So talk to your guidance counselor, make sure you got all that stuff squared away. Register for the clearinghouse if you're a junior or senior. Remember, college coaches can't actively recruit you until August 1st of your senior year. All right, so any of you juniors who are hoping that they start calling you, they're not going to call you until August 1st of this summer. I believe it's August. August 1st. Maybe it's July. You guys, that would be great if it's July.
Contact you.
They can't contact you.
So you just email him.
You're emailing them hoping for some sort of generic response back. What they can't do, they can't email you back and say, we would love to have you, Nico Rivera. We've been scouting you for years, and you'd be a great fit to our program. They're breaking NCAA violation. They could lose their job right there. They can't actively recruit you guys until you're, to let's say July of your junior summer. They can talk to you, but it's going to be like, yes, we're holding a camp for prospects on this date. Hope to see you there. Or, thank you very much for your email. We will do our best to see you this upcoming summer. But that's why you got to follow up. And when you follow up with these guys, use the same email. Make sure that the original email you sent is in that email. The second email is above it. The third email is above it. Fourth one's above it. So when you email a coach for the 5th time, he can scroll down and see that you started this 6 months ago. You're dead serious about going to his school. This isn't a one-time thing to you to hope that he, that you cast out a line and you catch him. No, it's going to take some consistency, all right, and following up. No questions?
What's the eligibilitycenter.org? Did you ever do that?
Eligibilitycenter.org. I'm assuming it's another one of those websites that'll help you find out if you're eligible for clearinghouse.
My guidance counselor said you have to do that before you feed.
So it must be, and that's probably the NCAA clearinghouse. Eligibility.org is the NCAA clearinghouse. You could probably do it through College Board. Yeah, College Board is a great website. I highly recommend you guys start hitting that up. And what? Novulence? Yeah, check that out. I mean, check these, Google stuff, guys. Start reading articles. Google college recruiting process, all right? What I'm saying to you is not the only way. I'm probably forgetting a lot of different things, okay? The best thing you could do is be as knowledgeable as possible, all right, in this area. There's a spot for everyone. Everyone in here is good enough to play college baseball somewhere. All right? Everyone in this room is good enough to play somewhere. Where is up to you. You got to find the right spot, and you got to make it happen. In this process, the only way it happens is if you make it happen. None of you are throwing 95. Anyone throwing 95? No? No one is knocking on your door. Got it? All right, fellas. Good luck to you. Good luck to you, and keep me in the loop. All right?